So everything is transactional. Every relationship, every conversation, everything requires trade. It's even how our universe works. You get out what you put in. That's just life, right? Men understand this, and men operate that way. This is why they hardly ever cut women off. They won't be in a relationship with a woman, but they will continue to keep her around, someone that they were in a relationship with, because there's some type of trade going on, right? Men don't keep dead weight. So even if a man is with someone they claim they're not happy with, they're still benefiting in some way. It's some type of trade there. Men don't want women to operate that way, because most men won't be chosen if we really just went off of transaction. What's in it for me? This is what I have to offer. What do I get in return? And a lot of women don't have anything to offer either. Just being a woman is not enough leverage, right? That doesn't work anymore, where you could just exist as a woman and that's enough leverage. Like, we're all women, right? Whatever your value is, that's your offering, right? Women don't think in terms of value, because no matter what, we are desired and wanted simply because we're women. But that's a very low place to be in, because just because men desire you and want to sleep with you, that doesn't mean you're valuable. You can be useful. That doesn't mean you hold value in the world, not just to men, right? Men want to sleep with a lot of women. I've seen men shop for women, like in real time. They'll say something to me, then go to the next woman for the reaction, and ask that one to go out for a drink, and then want to have conversations with me. So men are doing this. It's all transaction. It's all trade, right? So it's not necessarily about being valuable to men. It's about being valuable, and what do you get in return for that value? So the other day I uploaded a video where I was talking about, not allowing men to rob you of your life force, right? Where we are receivers, and what we receive, we contain, right? Our body, our souls, our spirit are containers of what we receive. What you are receiving, you put out. What are you receiving, right? What is the trade? What is the benefit? And when you start looking at life like that, you will realize that a lot of men they're not offering anything that sets them apart from other men. Just like women are not really offering anything that sets them apart from other women. Right? You talk to women, you listen to them. Most women are basically doing the same thing. It's nothing like... That's why I said, a man could love you and all of the things, but remove you and put somebody else in your place doing the same thing you do, he'll love her too. And so this is both ways. It's just not about men. But I'm speaking about women, because we have the value of life, the value of life force that men cannot live without. I don't care how self-actualized a man is, he will never be able to live without a woman. And I don't mean physically in the home live with a woman, but most men will never cut off women totally. They will always have some type of connection to a woman and multiple women, because there is a benefit in that. When men are developing connections and, assuming power and things, they connect with other men for that. Women hardly ever play a position in that. When it comes to life and pleasure and these things, that's where they need you for, right? So men will always keep connections with women. And so when you realize that there's not really much men are trading, right? When you get beyond needing men to financially support you, right? Because the thing is, if you holding yourself down and you doing well for yourself, men really can't offer you anything. Most men cannot take care of a woman financially. Most men can't. Right? So when you are doing well for yourself, that doesn't matter. You won't deal with a broke man, right? Because that's an energetic exchange. You can't be around broke people. So the man will have to have something, some type of money, resource, power, connection, something. Right? So you'll look beyond them paying your bills, right? My bills are on auto pay. I don't need that. So what I need and require, most men will not be able to offer that, because where I'm going in life, most men won't get there. Right? So there's nothing for them to contribute to me. There's no trade or transaction. So it's easy for me to reject men. And I think men know this subconsciously. That's why a good amount of them don't want accomplished women, because that requires them to be more. Right? Men want to be your hero. They want to be the fairy tale. They want to save you. But in order for most men to do that, you have to be doing less than them. When you have developed and established value, you become very mindful of who you are trading with. People become more of a liability to you. And very few people are assets. They can be useful, but that doesn't mean they're valuable, right? People who are valuable are an asset. Most people are not assets. They're just valuable to whatever you have going on, whatever road you're on, right? So men can be useful for a lot of things, but are they valuable? So if I'm trading, right? If I am on the ship of relations with a man, however that looks, I'm going to plant seeds of power, influence, right? Because if a man is attached to me or connected to me in an intimate way, it's because he's already where he needs to be. He can only get better. He is better than most men, because I know what my value is. The average man doesn't get access to that, because there's nothing in return for it. Dick is not a return. Limited funds, a salary cap is not a return. The intrinsic return that a self-actualized, powerful man can give me, most men don't have that. Most people are not self-actualized and will never get there. Right? So you got to think of in terms of that. But in order to operate that way, you have to have a sense of self. A lot of women don't. A lot of you depend on men to give you a sense of self. Their attention, their gaze, which it really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't add value to your life. They give it to everyone. Men give attention to every woman, even the ugly ones, even the ones they claim they wouldn't sleep with. They are giving them something, some type of validation. This is why women they will look nothing like you, but they'll think they're the same as you because they're getting attention from the same men you're getting attention from. Preserving your life force, right? Keeping your life force in your container requires you to be self-assured, right? And not look for the validation and acceptance from men. So when people say, oh, talking about men makes you male-centered, or you're still a pick-me because you're still talking about men, that's immature, and it's dumb, right? Because you have to understand how you respond to things that affect you. Men affect women. All of us are affected by men in some way, even if it's just the structure of the government. We're all affected. So we need to understand why we operate the way we do. Men play a big part, a big role in the lives of women, right? And you have to understand how that affects you so that you can preserve yourself. So a fella said to me the other day, oh, I noticed you did something different with your lipstick. So I said, don't watch my lipstick. I'm out of your league. Don't watch anything about me. Right? But see, the thing is, I know what type of men I attract. I know who has courage to talk to me. I've been around men of all socioeconomic levels, ethnic groups, classes of men, tax brackets. I know who has the courage to approach me. And it's not the average men walking this earth. It's not. I'm in proximity to them because I'm still a working class woman. I'm amongst the average, right? The only reason why they would speak to me or have courage to say certain things is because of proximity, not because they would have it in any other circumstance. I know this to be true by doing my own studies, being in the world, right? I don't live on the internet. I know who I affect and who has the courage to stand alongside of that. Most men don't, right? And so because I know that, humbling men is my favorite pastime, especially average to below average men, because the fact is you wouldn't be speaking to me under any other circumstance, right? And that is a form of protection. But women don't want to. Women only want to humble men when it's like some sort of kink, like if they're being a dom or it's jokes. I'm dead serious. I protect my life force because what men are looking to do is take from you. It starts with attention, conversations, and all of these things, right? They weigh you down that way. I don't allow it. Go do that to other women of your ilk. I'm not of your ilk. And all you have to do is watch what people are trading and with whom. Look at the women that men are successful with. Notice a pattern of the women they choose. This is why I'm able to tell men, I'm out of your league. I've been on this earth for 46 years. I have never seen an average man walking the earth with a woman that I was blown away by. You don't really see that ever. It hardly ever happens. If women are honest, because women like to call all women gorgeous and pretty because it preserves self-esteem. But the thing is, the average man is not able to pull a super stunning bad woman. They're not. They get the average or below woman, the mid chick. She might have a cute body or a fat ass, but she's just regular. She's not. And they never have a roster of chicks, bad bitches. Never. I've never been in proximity to a man who had a bunch of women they slept with and all the bitches was bad. Never. I've never seen that. Even looks aside. Beyond that, I've never seen it. It's just another chick, right? They all look the same. They're all average. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Most people are average. Most people will just be capped at a certain level. I understand that. So it's easy for me to not trade with the average man because where I'm going is beyond that. So if I am trading time and attention, resources, my body with a man, it's because he's fucking beyond. And I'm going to continue to plant seeds where he will continue to ascend. The average man don't get that. You get to deal with the average woman. And that is self-preservation. Right? So women say things like, know your worth, you're valuable, when y'all really don't even know what that means. A lot of you think your value and worth is how men respond to you, if men want you. Right? This is why women brag about being proposed to 9 times and rejecting men and having a roster or dating a bunch of men. There's no value in that, especially since most women, you're only dealing with average men. So you're not really getting much. They're not really changing your life 180. They're not. You're just sharing time and getting attention from them and sharing your body. It's not really anything. I'm around average men all the time. They don't have the resources to change a woman's life 180. Right? So you have to look beyond how men respond to you as valuable, because men respond to us, we're just women to men. This is why certain women who look a certain way should not be around average men, because they start to believe that they have an opportunity. No. And I hate to compare women to cars, but it's like putting a Ferrari in the middle of the hood. They'll destroy it. They'll drive it. They'll destroy, the interior. They'll dog it out like people do the rentals, because it's not theirs. They don't know what to do with it. But because women don't really know what value is, I have a value series on TikTok. I have a couple of videos. Maybe I'll add some more to it. You don't really know what that is, so you don't know who to trade with. So you just trade with anybody. I'm not pressed about average men, because there's many women they can trade with. They can't handle what I have to offer, right? Which is life-changing. And I know this because I know the value I offer to myself. This is why I aggressively protect myself. When you get to this point, it's not about having fun with men and attention from men. That shit, it comes a dime a dozen. Men are always lusting over. I was just saying on Facebook, like, how are you all 45 years old still being tempted by women and pussy? Like, at what point do you get over that? It's because they're weak. They're carnal. They shop for women. They don't give a fuck who it is. Most men don't have the luxury to pick, choose, and refuse. So they're going to take what they could get. Most of them. They'll tell you, I'll marry a 6 or a 7, but I'll cheat, or I'll fuck the 8, 9s, and 10s. Most men can't attract 8, 9s, and 10s. Most of them, they're lying. Just look at the roster of women that men sleep with. They're never 8, 9s, and 10s. I've never seen a man that I'm in proximity to ever had a roster of 8, 9, and 10. I've never seen that. And I seen dudes with chicks, and you just like, oh, okay, it's just another one. She's just a regular. Right? So when you understand value outside of what men make you feel like, you start moving differently. Men can't get access to me because I change lives. I do it with women daily. So if a man has intimate access to me, the ego is getting stroked because it's already big. The ego is already there. I'm only planting seeds. That's what women do. Women inspire. I don't inspire the average man. He's going to feel defeated by me. And not because I have more, right? We can get things. It's because of what the seeds I plant. Either a man's going to feel inspired or he's going to feel defeated and insulted. So when I say romance is a poor man's sport, the only men that really understand that are men that's out here getting it. The resourceful men, the powerful men, or the men that's on their way. The ones that's offended have to use romance to get women. Right? When you realize that the trade that a lot of y'all be exchanging, it don't even be worth it. Because they're not. If a man can't change your quality of life, make things comfortable for you, if he's being dominated by other men, like, yo, I see this shit on a regular basis, man. These be people husbands, and I'm like, you married to a goofy. There's no way that you get those men. I would destroy them because they would feel like nothing they do is good enough. I can only be a source to power. Most men are not powerful when they don't have it. They will never be powerful. They will perish poor and powerless, or on a fixed income and powerless. So I don't trade my value with them. I preserve my life force. Most people are coming to take from you. You got to preserve. And in order to do that, you got to know what you're preserving.